All right, so we are here with the legendary Nate Spangle, and super excited to have you in studio and just have a conversation about everything that you're into. I really wanted to start the conversation with you talking about what are you working on now currently? Like, what does your day-to-day look like? Because it seems like you have your hands in a lot of different stuff, and then we'll kind of look back. And then also I'd like to hear just kind of what you're dreaming about and, you know, what because you're a big dreamer, I can tell. And I'm a guy that's going to support big dreamers. So I would just kind of love to hear all that stuff. But to start with, tell me about what you're working on now.
Yeah, we're working on the company's called Get Indiana. It's a media brand that makes what I believe to be the best content focused on the state of Indiana. So from podcasts to Instagram Reels, TikToks, newsletters, all content focused on elevating Hoosier stories.
Nice.
So whether it's sitting down with business leaders or athletes or influencers, community leaders, nonprofits, the whole sector, anyone that has ties to the Hoosier state that's doing something notable, worthwhile, or a story that you need to share, that's the type of content that we make. So that can look like, again, like I said, having someone, a well-known entrepreneur on a podcast, or going up to the Humane Society of Hamilton County and hanging out with pit bulls for a day to raise Pit Bull Education Month. So it's all modern media, modern content. Very similar approach to the style of business that Morning Brew has built on a national level, kind of their iteration on Wall Street Journal. We take like lifestyle magazines, some business news, stuff like that, and package it in a modern media way, and then send that out to Hoosiers.
Gotcha. And how long have you been doing that?
I've been making content and hosting a podcast for, since March of 23. So I did 2 years. I've been creating content. Since college. I was on, I went to DePaul. I was a football player. I was on the football team. I didn't play football, but I was on the team. By the time I got to be a senior, a lot of the freshmen, sophomores, juniors had jumped me in the depth chart. I knew I was never going to play. I approached Coach Lynch, very famous Indiana football coach, and I said, I want to make an impact for this team. I'm never going to play. I can't be the JV captain again as a senior. Like, come on, dude. So I was like, I have experience with like making videos. I'd love to do that for the team. And I think I made a hype video for the Monon Bell game, which is DePaul Wabash, huge rivalry, and it got 50,000 views on Twitter. Nice. And I was hooked. I was like, this is the thing. But it was like, this is what I enjoy doing. I didn't know if like my career was not gonna take that. I was always interested in entrepreneurship and business, but I just like had this passion and this outlet, and it was like kind of my art form. Like, I'm not a good artist. Like, I can't make a lot of things with my hands.
Right.
But like getting the perfect edit for a video and the perfect transition and the sound and everything like coming together, and it's like the little things in that. Like, I had the eye for it and I loved it. So I started doing that, working at our television station, which was a YouTube channel. And then it's kind of funny, fast forward 5-6 years and here we are making content.
Yeah, I love it. It. What's your team look like?
Right now, so I have my first full-time hire. Robert is going to be starting in June. And then I actually have 9 part-time people all based in Indiana. Nice. So that was another thing where it was like a lot of times we see creators or people, they get virtual assistants, like outsource it overseas, which is fine. But like, my thought was from video editors to writers to researchers, all the different pieces it takes to, newsletters, things like that. If you use people that are in Indiana, they're going to have a better sense for Hoosierisms, for pieces of the state, and like they'll be able to uncover even more versus if I just give like very explicit instructions to someone in the Philippines, like it will be done. Right. But is that authentic? And is that real?
It doesn't tie into your brand.
No.
Right? Like your brand is passionate, your passion for Indiana. Yeah. And it would just be counter to that. Yeah.
And I have Will and Jenna are like, they're both college students. One's at Purdue, one's at Butler. And they do a lot of like research and writing and like discovery stuff there. And then Austin, Shane, Elena work on our written content, so newsletters. Nice. We have a newsletter specifically in South Bend, so that goes out every week to about 1,500 domers, is what they call like area up around the Golden Dome area. We have the Indiana newsletter that goes out to just under 8,000 Hoosiers every single week, where we talk about a wide variety of...
Oh, I'm a subscriber.
Perfect, yeah. So we're up to 8, and we started that in October.
Nice.
So it's like we're on a good clip of gaining some movement there, some momentum there. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
And then we do the podcast. So I have Robert, who's kind of helping on a part-time basis now, but will be full-time starting in June. So it's, I think, a total 9 different people. Rebecca is my virtual assistant, but she's a mom based out of Newcastle.
Nice.
And so she does a lot of like the admin work of like making sure that Nate gets to where he belongs and
nice.
Shows up ready to
Yeah,
work.
I've just recently you and I were talking about Bulls and Business a little bit, but there's 2 different VAs that come in there, and I've been able to I just run across a lot of professionals that they need a VA, and to be able to connect them with somebody that's local that's a VA, it's
and
it's
it was
pretty
really,
awesome.
I think she's a mom, and she was like transitioning out of like. I think she worked at the hospital, I believe, and was like, I want to be home with my kids, but I don't want to not work,
Right.
Like I want to be. So she's like up in the morning, does some stuff for my email inbox, does some stuff at night, and like makes it all work really, really well. And I love that she's also local. Like the whole ethos of Get Indiana is to support Hoosiers. So what better people like hire, work with Hoosiers to make this whole thing come to life.
Gotcha. Where does your passion come from? Like, I mean, leading into this, right? Like you have a deep passion for all things Indiana, right? All things Indianapolis.
I've always kind of operated under the mantra of like grow where you're planted.
Right.
So I come from a small town of 1,200 people, and I, wanted to be super involved in everything, like from sports to plays to this club, that club, the other thing. Like I just wanted to do it all and be a really good, active member of my community. So I went to DePaul and was in a ton of stuff there, from football to Greek life to clubs. And I just one of those moments where I was planted somewhere different and I tried to grow as quickly as possible. And then after graduation, I come to Indianapolis, I dropped down in Broad Ripple, and I was like, oh man, I'm in the big city. How do you become a fish in this pond, right? And just started to, go out, meet people, try to be involved, whether it's, coaching wrestling at Chittard or volunteering for things, joining nonprofits, like just wanted to be involved in everything and continue to grow there. And quickly realized that people in Indianapolis specifically are very receptive to people that they see out there working, right? Like when you see someone, I always say, I use this far too often, but I'll give you the analogy. It's if you were driving down the street, and I'll actually ask the guys in the room, if you were driving down the street and you see someone hitchhiking, thumb up, standing there on the side of the road, do you stop and pick them up?
No.
You see someone that's pushing their car on the side of the road, how much more likely are you willing to pull over and help them push their car to the nearest gas station?
Yes.
100%. That's how people saw my career.
Got it.
They saw me out there pushing.
That's a great example.
Right? Like and people in Indiana, when they see you pushing and not just asking for help or saying, I have this idea. It's like, no, I'm working on this idea. I'm working on this thing. They're so willing to help. And so I did that. I mean, I was an OR fellow, came to town, in the OR fellowship program. Spent 2 years at Apex Benefits working in the health insurance space. Great first job. At your desk at 8, leave at 5, like wear a collar.
Right.
It's like perfect. I was not born to sell insurance for an extended period of time. So after my 2 years there, I moved and joined a tech startup, very dynamic, very quick. Got to see, I joined as employee 6, left as employee 3, got to see the ups and downs of how to run a startup and got my real life MBA of business. And then I left last June. And I did a little bit of marketing consulting, helping people with that. And I was like, this is not the business I want to grow. What I want to grow is a media company.
Yeah.
That promotes. And the niche of Indiana was just this thing of what am I good at? I'm good at connecting dots for people, and I'm good at growing in my community. And my community is just extended to the 4 walls that are Indiana.
That's great. Do you have, because I feel like you're a giver to the community and you serve the community a lot too. Do you have vision for what the future of Get Indiana looks like, or are you just kind of trusting the ride, right? Like that you're because you are just making tons of great connections. Everybody knows who you are. If they don't, they need to. Yeah. And but yeah, what's your thought process there?
So the immediate goal is to build a sustainable media company. So how does this work? How do we send out a free newsletter every week? We have partners. Sponsors want eyeballs. They want to be inside those newsletters. They want to be, hey, this podcast is brought to you by our friends at Everbowl.
Right.
Make sure you stop in and use code GETIN for blah, blah, blah.
Hey, we're going to clip that and use that.
Yeah,
anyways.
right. There you go. No, well, you get a lot of experience, listening to, how do you deliver this ad without making it seem like an ad, right? I love watching film on podcast hosts.
Yeah.
It's great. But so that's the immediate goal, right? It's how do I get, and I also know, if you follow my Instagram or listen to my podcast or anything, I'm not for everyone. Mm-hmm. I get really loud. I scream at the camera. I talk really fast.
You get excited.
And some people see that and are like, this guy is my hell.
Right.
No chance. But in a future state, as I continue to grow, get more partners, bringing on more creators to create in the style, the medium, and the pace in which they see fit is perfect. Like I want there to be, if there's like a grandfather woodworking creator that builds beautiful Indiana furniture and documents the process, cool. You should be part of Get Indiana. If there's Evansville Mom podcast, like that could be a piece of it. And build up this company that creates Hoosier content and uplifts these stories, no matter who they are. Because I do know, I have hundreds of unfollowers every single month that don't like my stuff. They don't like me. I scream, I'm loud, and I'm quirky, right? Like, that's just the way it is. Down the road, more creators or more people that could come in and like, hey, we have this sales engine, we have this partnership engine, make content. These are the kind of brands you can work with, stuff like that, as well as like width and breadth across the state of Indiana. I want to work with almost build like a equity portfolio of different brands in Indiana.
Yeah.
Right? So instead of, like these national, Starbucks comes in and it's like, well, like work with Java House and maybe Nate and Java House launch their own bottled cold brew or whatever,
or Noble Coffee.
Yeah, or Noble Coffee, right? But just things like that.
Yeah,
where,
I love that.
It's like, okay, if you could, it's very similar. I am working my hardest to do a lot of stuff that Mr. Beast does.
Yeah.
So he sees that tons of people buy chocolate on on Halloween, right? So what does he do? He innovates on the chocolate bar. How do you do that? Put a QR code. Someone at midnight, we're going to turn this QR code on, and someone's going to get $1 million.
Yeah.
So for Halloween, you can give out $1 million and your chocolate.
Yeah.
Like Feastables makes so much sense. Prime makes so much sense. Can I do a similar thing with Sun King X Nate Spangle, Hoosier Lager, available in liquor stores all over Indiana? Are they willing to not drink Busch Light and drink this because Nate gives them so much free content on hidden gems and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, good.
All their stuff.
Good. I love that. Did you happen to watch Beast Games?
I haven't watched it yet.
Dude, it's so good.
Is it really?
It's absolutely.
It's on Prime, right?
Yeah, it's on Prime.
I need to.
I mean, it is insanely good.
I love it, and I love studying these creators.
Yeah.
So if you think of the biggest podcasts in the world, like the Joe Rogans and the Caller Daddies and all of those, of like, okay, there's one place to go is to pour all the way into podcasting. Like get 100,000 listeners for every episode. So I'm working on growing podcasts, getting great guests, doing all that stuff, being a better host. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, man, I've got the feedback. I had Allison Barber on my show, and I was still like, it was still early on. I was starting to get listeners, but I wasn't like, I hadn't done my 10,000 hours yet.
Right.
And I talk too much. It's like I'm sitting down with the COO of The Fever, and I have her for an hour.
Yeah.
She just came off the craziest season ever. And I'm like giving my personal anecdotes about stuff. And they're like, I got lots of comments on that. Like, dude, shut up and let her talk. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like,
well, that's good. That's good that you're actually using the feedback loop to actually get better.
Which is what you want, right? Asking for feedback and getting it. And it's like, dude, did it hurt?
Yeah.
Like, but you got to own it up, right?
Yeah.
Especially because I'm not making the content for me. I'm making the content for people.
Right.
So I want to build what they want. And like, I want to make the style of video they want to learn about.
Yeah.
And sometimes they directly tell you like, shut up and stop talking. And other times they give you that data with their likes, with their watch time, with their engagement, all that fun stuff.
Yeah. Guys like us though, we just kind of need the direct feedback, or we're
just tell me what you want.
We're optimists. We're just gonna be like, everything's great. What are you talking about? I do want to talk about podcasts in general, right? Because I think that podcasts, like some of these creators that are strictly short form creators, I think there's some power in long form, right? Like I think that they have. What advice or what are your thoughts on that? Like just that in general, people launching podcasts, maybe they already have an audience, all that stuff.
Yeah. So if you're starting from scratch, I was really, really fortunate at my last job. I got selected as a host for the podcast to bring the younger perspective into it. So that's where Get In started.
Yeah.
It was under Powder Keg with Elevate Ventures. And it was me, Christopher Day, Matt Hunkler. And I got to be like the young voice on there, asking the questions and being like, not being afraid to be the idiot. I'm like, hey, wait, explain that like I'm
right. Ask the questions everybody else was thinking, but they didn't ask.
Yeah, right. Or like, yeah, especially those guys are seasoned entrepreneurs, veterans. Like they know what's going on. I'm like, wait, you're TAM. Tell me about that, right? Total addressable market for anyone out there. So we're going through that, and I loved it. Like I just love it helped me become a better listener as someone who talks a lot. Like the cheat code to my career has been shutting up and listening, even though I did not do that well in the Allison Barber episode. But like being able to listen and ask questions and not just surface level, like ask the questions that people are thinking, but get them to give you a little bit of a different story than they usually give. Like a lot of the people that do podcasts, like lots of podcasts, have the same talk tracks and you hear the similar stories. And it's like, and I get a lot of the feedback, like Martha Hoover, the founder of Cafe Patachu and a few other food or restaurant concepts. She came on and was like, wow, you're very well researched. And like I gave different answers that I don't normally give. And that was like the best feedback I have gotten. So people that are out there thinking, whether you're an Instagram creator or you have an audience already and you're thinking about the podcast. So I got to interview Guy Raz for 2 minutes. So Guy Raz is the host of the How I Built This podcast.
Nice.
One of the most famous
awesome.
podcasts.
Yes.
It was incredible. Like we were involved with Rally 2 years ago, and Matt, the CEO of Powder Keg, got the first 28, like the bulk of the interview. But they're like, hey, you have 2 minutes for a lightning round? And they're like, Nate, come in there. My heart rate on my Garmin was 155. I was like running a marathon while I was trying to interview him. And he said, and I said, what do you say to the people that want to start a podcast, but like can't get over, like they still have it all in their Amazon cart? And he said, if you went out on the street corner and 5 people gathered around to listen, would you keep talking?
Right.
If 5 people listened to you talk for an hour, would you keep talking? I was like, yeah. 10 people, 20 people, 50. Like so much we get caught up in this, like if 1 million people don't listen to me, like it's worth it. It's like if 100 people gathered in a room and listened to you talk for an hour once a week, dude, I would never shut up. I would do that every day. You know? And so in the beginning, no one's going to listen. It's just going to be your friends and your family. Make content, iterate, keep getting better. I think a lot of times too, people will be, I posted for a year and nothing happened, but it's like they didn't iterate or tweak their content. They did the same thing for a year, which is literally the definition of insanity. Like do the same thing, expect different results. Not going to happen.
Right.
But if you tweak things, learn things, look at what other people are doing, implement that in there, and build it there. It's also really good if you're a creator. Sometimes like waking up in the morning and just being like, what business am I going to promote today? What am I going to like? It's hard. And the cheat code for me has been, I bring you on and I let you tell me what I need to learn about.
Right.
And you're like, you got to go check out Noble Coffee on the square in Noblesville. And I'm like, oh, now I know where I need to go. And I say, I always ask at the end of every show, who's a Hoosier we need to keep on our radar? You give me who my next guest is going to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you give me the ideas for my videos. So much of my content comes from talking to people. And then when I need to like, oh man, I haven't posted in a few days, go find a really good clip from the podcast. Throw it in there. There are, I would say, tens of thousands of people that like, I listen to your podcast, Nate, like, cause they see the clips and they're like, oh, it's a really good podcast. But it's like, I know the results. I know the data. Like they're not giving you an hour of their time. They're giving you 90 seconds. Yeah. And like, that's the way a lot of people consume podcasts these days. So it's just a medium that's rapidly growing. I think that through like Spotify and a few of these other platforms, there's a lot of growth potential there. If you can find the right way to do it and like your right unique position there, and not get caught up in like I have to have 10,000 listeners tomorrow.
Yeah, and Quinn, who's helping us, we've had this conversation around subscribers. Like, oh, I lost, like let's say you lost 80 subscribers in a week, but you gained 100, so you're up 20 net. The way that I look at it for myself is, I've got new people that are committed, right? Because like I want the people that are subscribing to actually be committed to what I'm speaking to, the audience that I'm speaking to and stuff. So
I still get mad when you unfollow. I get mad.
I'm gonna find you.
Yeah, but I get the like. Yeah, you just got to keep getting new people, and it's like you let them opt out. Yep. Like they weren't the ones that were gonna be loyal anyway. Like they weren't gonna buy your whatever you were selling. They weren't gonna support you when you needed something. Like they just weren't a good fit. And it's okay. Sometimes we can, we split up and go separate ways. So
lots of stuff I want to talk to you about. The potholes. I'm ready to help you with the potholes. Yeah. So I listen to your potholes rant, and I think we should get corporate sponsors for each individual pothole. So you start or get the company that's going to actually do the work for the one street, like you said, just to like build out this pricing model, and then it's like this pothole sponsored by Everbowl, and then this pothole sponsored by this company.
That's a really good idea. I actually had someone reach out to me, and they're not in Indianapolis city government, but they're in another metro area suburb, and they were like, "Hey, just so you know, you shouldn't do this. Like the city will be very upset if you start spreading asphalt on." So maybe I can work with like the mayor,
right?
Like maybe Mayor Hogsett wants to like join me in this private public crossover.
Yes,
we find sponsors, and it's like, hey, slap it down, take a video, and then fill the pothole.
Right.
That would actually be pretty funny.
That would be fun.
Like I think it's a great idea. Like I think that it ticks people off enough, and I'm sure that they get so ticked and sick and tired of people being like, stop talking about the pothole.
That's probably like 30% of their inquiries that they
and
get.
It's like, and like people asking like, this pothole ruined my tire, and it's like, I don't know. Like maybe there's just not enough crews. Like I'm sure there's some reason. It was like I kind of said it on a whim, but I'm all here for it.
Yes.
Like if the government wanted to work with me, and like let me create marketing game, because we could get TikTok to pay for the potholes of Indianapolis. Right. We post a video every reps per like the RPM on TikTok. You get paid per view. We just spend $10,000. We have everyone in Indiana turn on the TikTok. Right. TikTok writes me a check. I'll write the check to a pothole company, and boom, there we go.
I love it.
We're all fixed.
I love it. I'm in. What are some businesses that you've done in the past that were like epic failures, or like these crazy ideas that you had that just like
oh man, I have like my
are you like Michael Scott? You have your
I have no shortage of names. I'll start another paper company and another and another.
My boys are going crazy right now. We're all massive Office fans.
It's so funny. It's so great. And it's like virtual offices will never understand the office place culture. You guys would never understand. You've never been at the water cooler.
That's right.
No, I kind of so just starting from the beginning, like I always knew that I wanted to work. I called it small business. I didn't call them startups. Right. I was like working in small business, being my own boss, like figuring out. Like I've been like a hustler from like the earliest days of independence. Right. So there was like multiple Black Fridays where we would like make hot chocolate and then sell it to people when you still had to stand in line.
I love it.
And it's like you, instead of spending $200, you like net $200 profit by selling hot cocoa and candy to people in line. Like one of our best ideas. It was awesome. Like other things, like whether it's lawn mowing, or I threw the county prom my senior year of high school.
Nice.
Because our school was small, 76 kids graduating class. Not that many chicks.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what we need?
Did you graduate top 50?
I was.
Did you lead with that?
Yeah. Top 50 graduate of my class.
So I graduated with 27, and I always say I graduated top 20 in my class. I mean, barely, but
there we go.
Yeah.
I love that. So like hosted the county prom. I joined the track team. So I had quit as a junior, went back out as a senior because they would drive me all around, and I would hand up flyers at track meets.
Nice.
And I made $3,000.
That's amazing.
$5 tickets.
That's amazing.
We had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people.
Yeah.
I don't know what the total number. I even sold sponsorship for that, and I just like this is crazy. Like I was a senior in high school, and in let's say it was 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. or whatever the time frame was. It was like $3,000. It was like more than I was gonna make all summer.
Yeah.
And from that moment, I was like, I gotta be my own boss. Like I gotta. Like,
yeah. Well, and I think that there's like.
And I did donate a large portion of that to charity.
$17. He donated $7. No, I'm just kidding. I think there's a desire for, like community, right? And I obviously I talk mostly with entrepreneurs, business leaders locally in Hamilton County and stuff. But that I think could almost become another revenue stream for your business, is like in-person events, in-person meetups,
just
right?
Like a lot to put together.
Oh yeah,
and I'm not a logistics guy.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about failures. Oh, I did want to get into that. First thing, so I got to college. I flipped all sorts of stuff on eBay.
Right.
I wasn't tech savvy enough for Amazon yet, so we were like going on DHgate, buying low-kai like fake Yetis, fake this, that, the other thing, selling on eBay, like making the best. That's like the ultimate hustle. I don't know if you guys remember low-kai bracelets. They're like the ones that had like water from a glacier and dirt from the Dead Sea or something like that. We were buying them for 67 cents like per unit on DHgate and selling them for $10-15.
Nice.
And like hundreds of them. I was like, dude, making money on the internet is the greatest thing ever. So then I graduated from college, and one of my buddies is a really good woodworker, and we started a laptop case business. And I was like, this is the thing.
Nice.
I launched it on Instagram. I thought it was going to be huge, and we sold like 7.
Yeah.
We had spent the money for 200 of them. We sold 7. They're still sitting in his house today. One day it'll come back. And it was like I thought that I knew everything. And we spent more time arguing at like who owns 51% and who owns 49% versus just going out and building something. And I was so selfish and stupid. And like what I learned was like the less that I care about how much I got, and the more that I cared about increasing the overall size of the pie, like, the better everyone did. Yeah. And like I might get burnt at some point, probably will, but like it's all right. We'll figure it out, you know?
Right.
Go do good things and care less about. But I know that like someone who's been burnt in a business deal before is going to be like, no, you need to make sure you have it all up front, like laid out and whatnot. And I'm just like, go find that there's actually a business here.
Right.
Like go prove out that people are going to buy the thing or whatever. So we did that. Then, and it failed. Like literally, I tried to hold it on to as long, but like no one was buying anything. I flew to LA to take a bunch of cool artsy pictures. Still no one bought it.
Right.
We sold 7.
Yeah.
It was a huge failure. But I learned a lot, right? I went through this thing. I launched a business. People were really excited. People being excited is not the same as people spending their money with you. Likes on LinkedIn, not the same as people buying your shit.
Right.
So learn that the hard way. Then fast forward, started a sports gambling newsletter. So this was like right as DraftKings and stuff had come out. I was like, let's do newsletter, and we'll aggregate different people on Twitter, what they're saying, content, all that fun stuff. And I mean, we grew that to 2,500 subscribers without using paid advertising because it was illegal.
That's
and
awesome.
we had to get like a gambling license.
Oh, yeah.
So like we couldn't just like put it on, because I know that people that are on Facebook, or it's like, dude, you could get 2,500 subscribers in 2 months with or with like $2,000. We couldn't advertise on Facebook, so it was all like Twitter DMs, and by making good content and people sharing it. It was awesome, really good time. But it's like we struggled to find monetization. I didn't know what I didn't know. I didn't know who to find to plug in there.
Right.
And it was like it was a side hustle. So it was one of those good experiences of learning. But we ultimately we weren't getting paid. Our friends started to lose interest. Other big player, like a lot of VC money went into the space. And it was like, yeah, there's like, it could have been, I still believe it could have been something really big. We still have a Twitter account with like 5,000. So if anyone out there is interested in sports gambling, I will give it to you.
Nice.
Just give me 5% retention of equity and you can have it.
Deal.
Did that. But throughout both of those, I learned like I didn't really want to do a ton in e-commerce. We started Bat Hats. This is not a failure. Bat Hats is still ripping.
Nice.
But not like enough to like pay you full-time salary or anything.
Right.
Like it does $70,000 to $80,000 in top line a year.
Gotcha.
And I'm actually working on bringing in an operator to like help take that thing to the next level. But it's like what I learned from Heartwood, I applied to Bat Hats and learned a ton. Grew a sustainable-ish business there that's going. What we learned from the sports gambling newsletter, we apply to the newsletters that we run today.
Yeah, good.
And I was like, okay, find a less regulated industry. The state of Indiana is not very regulated, right? We can go do something here, and then use the things that I was learning about and turn those failures into future learnings and successes.
Yes, that's awesome.
That was like really long-winded way to like get you up with everything. And I'm sure there are multiple other things that I like have started and failed. And but now I'm like, I spent those 5 years. So I'm 28. So from the time I graduated college to, I would say, after I left Powder Keg, so like a year ago, it was like testing and figuring out. And like I was okay. Like I'm sure people were like, "Oh yeah, great, Nate's starting another business, like another like failed entrepreneur, like cool." But they didn't say it to my face. Like a lot of people like, and I think the people believed in me and knew that I was gonna find the thing. Like I just had to find the thing that I could build momentum on,
right?
And find out your passion and play a long game, right? Where it's like I'm testing and trying these things. I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna figure out the way and the path and the thing. And along the way, I'm taking in all these learnings, and there's no better teacher than failure.
Yeah, that's amazing. What are some ideas or things that you have in like the dream bucket, right, of what you want to build in the future? Or
Nate Spangle's Hoosier Honky Tonk.
Yeah.
A country western bar.
Nice.
In
Broad Ripple?
I would love it to be around Broad Ripple somewhere, but like we need a country western bar. Actually, Clayton Anderson is putting 2 in, which I'm a little upset about, but I'm also pumped for him. It's going to be awesome. It's going to fill a need. One day there will be Hoosier Honky Tonk. Other good, like other solid business ideas. I mean, I've really explored like franchise stuff.
Yeah.
One of my buddies is really into it, and I'm like, just from like again going through the starting phase, like the 0 to 1 thing is really freaking hard.
Right.
Like at least with a franchise, it's not totally zero, right? Like there is a model, a concept, a thing.
Yeah.
Businesses that I think people, there's a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs, and the best advice that I got was like, find that number, like find the number that you need to survive.
Right.
Like, whether it's, if you're living with your mom and dad, it's not very much.
Yeah.
If you have a wife, kids, and a mortgage, it's a lot. Yeah. And then trade your time for money early on, right? It's like, what's your skill? Like I was a social media marketer. Like I could sell marketing, whether it's consulting. Like now it's more of a consulting. Like I don't do very much of it. But every now and again, if someone wants to pay me a couple $100 to like help them with a project, I'll give them my advice. I'm not pushing buttons. But last year, when I was just getting going, I was like, I'll push the buttons for you.
Yeah.
I'll help you do the thing. Like if you're going to pay me X amount of money that's going to help me get out of my day job and go towards my dream, I'll do the thing. So I think the earliest stage is like, find the thing that you could trade your time for money, and not trade time for money as in like 9 to 5.
Right.
Something with more upside, where it's like, okay, if I work 18 hours today, I'm going to make 18 hours worth of money. Oh man, other like everything that I think about is more like local. Yeah. Which is like which is counterintuitive. Like a lot of entrepreneurs when I think about how they're going to change the world. Yep. I think about how I'm going to change the state.
No, I'm with you with that.
Or like change your local community.
Right.
Like what do we need here? And there's like healthy businesses that are like, you could do some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah. Well, there's multiple ways to get into business. And it sounds like you've been around a lot of startup, especially when you're talking tech. Obviously, that's typically startup. But I'm really big on don't start a business, buy a business. That's a Cody Sanchez quote. Yeah. And then you have franchising as well, right? And that's just something that I think as you continue to grow your influence, those opportunities could come your way. Because if you could take X business and buy it at a very good price, but then you bring your network in, right? And you could push it, you could increase the value, because I just like knowing what I'm buying, right? It's like, I like to be able to look at their P&Ls over the last 3 years, and you're paying more than if you were to start up, but like your risk of failure goes way down.
Oh yeah. Like if you're buying established, and this is what I say, where it's like all the business owners you talk to, not all, I'd say you think of Indianapolis, what do most of them have, like successful-esque businesses here? They have a good product.
Right.
Like Noble Coffee, whatever the thing might be, Everbowl's, like you have a good product. What does Nate have? Nate has eyeballs. Yep. So like if I build this thing up and it's like, are you willing to let me buy in to 10% 100%. Of whatever the thing is? And you know what I'll bring? Like I have marketing expertise and this, like, hey, this is a product I believe in. Nate's a part owner in this thing. I have eyeballs, and I'm giving these people all this stuff for free. Yep. They're already going to buy a dessert. Would they go try my ice cream shop that I'm invested in, or would they go to Dairy Queen? Like my hypothesis is that the true top 20 or 30% of my 50,000 followers would go spend their dollars. Like they're not spending their dollars as in like buy subscription. They're spending their dollars on, I need ice cream. There's my local guy who provides me hidden gems and stuff like that, or there's Dairy Queen. Yeah, I'm gonna go here.
Yeah,
that's absolutely. My value.
Well, yeah, and I've in lots of local influencers that live in this area, I've had that same conversation with, where it's like influencer to like brick and mortar business, right? I think that if you take that, you could just drive lots of traffic with it, and yeah, it'll be interesting, because I think that. Because you bring the eyeballs, but you understand business, right? So I think you could bring a lot of value to organizations. So yeah, because then you could also, because like you need the opportunity, you need the business to buy, the business to start, you need an operator or a team to do it, and then you need capital. And you may be able to, as you continue to grow, fast forward 2 or 3 years, you've got 150, 200,000 followers plus, right? Like you may be able to attract all of that stuff.
And like put it all together, right? Yeah. Because it's like that's my thing, right? Where I'm like building towards in 10 years. Yeah. I'm 28. Yeah. By the time I'm 40. Yeah. Imagine I have vested interest in 10 different businesses. Absolutely. What I do is I roll around with a camera crew. Okay, Hoosier Lawn Care. I'm going out the final Friday of every month, and we're gonna find someone's yard who's not like it's dirty or whatever. It's like overgrown, and we're gonna knock on their door and say, "Hey, I'm Nate. I do this. I'd love to bless your yard," right? And we flip it and we make this content that's it performs really well on TikTok.
Yeah.
And we like flip someone's yard, give it to them for free, and we say, hey, we're out and like once a month we're going out and doing this. Like it could be you.
Yeah.
Are you gonna use True Green, the like big corporation that's like blah blah blah, or are you gonna use our place?
Yeah.
And it's like, people. I think my hypothesis they'd be more likely to do that.
100%.
Whether it's coffee or this, that, the other thing.
Yeah.
Like, those are the things. I just want to roll around and live life with the crew and then make content. From
Yeah. Yeah. I was at a conference about a year ago, and I used this example. Chelsea from Keeping Up with Carmel spoke at Bulls in Business in November, and I had her in front of the audience. There's like 100 people, and I told the audience that Everbull has the best acai, right? And I kind of did it as a trap, and people were like, okay, whatever, you're the owner. And I said, Chelsea, who's your favorite acai? She was like, actually, Everbull is my favorite acai, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that's the difference, right? When it's coming from a third party, right? And you're speaking about that, people are like, it's like 90% higher that they're actually going to take action on it versus the brand saying how great they are, right?
Well, and that's my secret to what I like. I truthfully believe that's the reason that I've had a decent amount of success in growing like followers and views really quickly. Yeah. People in Indiana, the best entrepreneurs, aren't going to go in front of a camera and say, I raised $10 million and my startup's now doing $100 million in revenue and we sold it and blah, blah. Like that's just not
right.
Hoosiers are humble.
Yep.
But when I get on there and I ask them and they tell me like, yeah, we raised like $1 million seed round when I was 20. Like, you were a 20-year-old and you raised $1 million. Like, holy.
You're their hype man.
And I get to hype them up.
Yeah.
And people like, there are amazing stories of Hoosiers. And I think that anyone who says that it's just like a flyover state and blah, 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 it's like, no, they just don't talk about themselves.
Right.
Like people from Indiana don't like to get on in front of Instagram and like do the LA thing with their shirt off and be like, yeah. I ran all the way around the country and blah, blah. It's like, no, it's just not in their DNA.
Right.
They just do the stuff and keep their mouth shut and keep their head down and grind. And I get to like uncover some of those stories and talk about it. And
that's awesome.
It's awesome. It is like being the official Hoosier hype man is like the ultimate.
No, you're the
experience.
Official.
Yeah,
you're
there
the
we
official
go, right?
Hoosier hype man. Yeah, I love it. So you did a couple of different races, I believe. You ran the Monon Marathon. And then didn't you do a race somewhere where you like carried a pizza box?
I didn't do that one.
Okay.
But I filmed and documented that guy. So there,
that's right. That's right.
His name's Mike Cole.
Yeah.
He's the owner of so he's in Greek's Pizza Leadership, and he owns the Zionsville location and maybe one other location.
Got it.
Don't be mad about that, Mike.
Yeah.
But he broke the record for fastest marathon while holding a pizza.
That's hilarious.
Dude, he ran a 3:14. My marathon time's like 3:30 something.
Yeah.
He ran a 3:14 while holding a pizza, and I'm like, you're insane.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Like everyone in Columbus that down at the mill race was like loving it. He's fast. And then I ran the full Monon Trail and documented it. It's a 31-mile ultra.
Yeah.
And we did that, right? It's like, one, I just thought it would be really hard and a fun challenge. And two, it was like, okay, well, if I go out and run 31 miles, maybe someone will get out on a Sunday and walk 3.1.
Yeah.
And like, it's like doing the Mr. Beast approach, right? We're going to do this crazy thing. And then like, maybe you'll go out and do a 5K or just go on a walk or do whatever.
Right.
So
I love it.
I love that like challenge piece. There's like a Jesse Itzler thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
He's great. And he talks about like, he took this old Japanese thing called the Misogi, where it's like one day to impact your other 364. Yeah. And so it was like last year it was the full Mo. The year before that I did a full Ironman. This year we're going rim to rim to rim at the Grand Canyon. And it's just like finding these very difficult challenges that you might not be able to complete and putting yourself through the ringer and that you have to like train and prepare for, but there's a large chance of failure.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I love it.
I love his. Jesse's absolutely amazing.
He's a hustler.
But like his big ass calendar that he does,
and those are cool.
And he just maps out these epic things that he does with his family and stuff.
Did he also do? I think it's him who they rent out like ski resorts and you do it like 5 times to summit Everest.
Yep,
like, that's crazy.
And they have an event that him and his wife throw every year called Hell on the Hill, I believe, where you're running like a marathon, but it's like literally up and down this hill. In like this backyard of a like an Airbnb or something like that they rent out. So like cool.
I love that stuff.
Yeah,
like anything that's like that tests your mental fortitude. So I got coach wrestling at Chicago. Yeah, and one of the biggest things is like you ask these kids to like break down these barriers, and everyone remembers that coach that's like it's all talking, like you don't see them doing it. And my thing was I never wanted to be the coach that like wasn't leading from the front. So it's like I'm up Like I asked them for most of the season to come in before school and run a 5K.
Right.
So it's like, Monday through Thursday, they're in at 6:30 to about 7 o'clock to run a 5K. And it's like, well, I'm already up at 5:30. I've already hit 6 miles.
Yeah.
So I'll run from 5:30 to 6:30, roll into there, ask them to do half of what I'm doing an hour later than that, so that they see that I'm pushing myself still too.
Yeah.
And it's like, I never wanted to be the coach or the person that's like, yapping about, you go do that, do what I say, not what I do. It's like, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Like, though I'm like a little bit slower, and though I'm like a little bit this, that, the other thing, I'm still out there pushing myself to do these big things and to do very, very challenging things. Like, adversity is so good.
Right. That's amazing. What is your favorite pizza place in Indiana? Or does it rotate?
You're going to get me in trouble. Okay, so I voted number one. That was also voted by Yelp.
Yeah.
The number one, the best pizza that I have had. The best pizza that I've had in the state of Indiana is Futuro.
Okay.
It's Detroit style.
Got it.
It is phenomenal. So good. And there are a lot of top 10s. There's a lot of really good pizza out there. Like, I worked at Bourbon Street Pizza in Bourbon, Indiana. Very small one. It's like very normal pizza, but I love it still. I love that it feels like home.
Yes.
Yes. It's like, where does it go? It goes to me like screwing around in the kitchen with my buddies while that was like our first job. Like, it was great there. There's a lot of really solid pizza, but Futuro, and it has lots of accolades. I know my buddy Tommy is doing Indianapolis Pizza Fest.
Yeah. It starts with a question?
Starts with a question.
Yeah, I've been following him.
Tommy is an electric guy.
Yeah.
He has a really funny video. We went to the South Side to the Chin Brothers, which is a Burmese restaurant.
Okay.
And we tried Burmese food for the first time, and I hated it. It was horrible. And like, everyone's always like, Nate, you love everything. I did not like I had a quail egg pop in my mouth, and I was like, dude,
no, bro.
I'm chilling. But the owner, and I was giving that feedback. And I try to find something good about everything. I'm like pretty upbeat. And I was like, you know what, this one, I'm not going to be upbeat. I'm going to say, like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
And as I'm in the middle of saying, like, don't come here.
Yeah.
The owner walks up, but he's like a Burmese guy. And he's just like, you like it? Like, and he taught us how to eat it.
Yeah.
And like, he's like, you need to do this and season it like this. And I was just like, I still tried it. I still didn't like it.
Right.
But he was so hospitable. He let us drive his Cybertruck.
Let's go.
Like, we're out in the parking lot driving this man we didn't know Cybertruck around. Tommy's like on this whole thing with me. It's an electric video. And I'm just like, I can't say bad things about these guys. Like, I didn't like the food, but the guy was so great. Like, he loved it. And he had no idea who we were. Like, he didn't know we had followers.
Yeah.
He didn't know anything. He was just like, these guys are recording this thing or whatever. Like, I like them.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you want to? Tommy has a Tesla. He's like, yeah, I have a Tesla. And he goes, have you driven a Cybertruck? And it was great. But Tommy's awesome. The pizza festival is going to be awesome. Like, I think it's August sometime. But it's gonna go down there.
Yeah.
We're gonna figure out what the best pizza in Indiana really is.
Yeah.
And I think it's Futuro.
Well, and it but it'll probably rotate from time to time as well. So,
and it's like depending on the day, right? It's like maybe it's a certain pizza, a specific type of pizza, cooked by a specific cook, seasoned the right way on the right day.
Yep.
And there's like a different one every place.
Yeah.
It's like some people will go and they'll be like, no, it was horrible. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
It's like, sometimes it'd be like that.
Right. We actually are getting Broncos tonight from Cicero. Has anybody mentioned Broncos?
No.
Yet? Yeah, Broncos and Cicero is our
Is that your favorite? What's your favorite?
Yeah, Broncos and Cicero. Cicero's actually got there's Pizza House in Cicero, and then there's Pizza by the Harbor. So we've got, for a small town.
Cicero's going to make a little run in the small town showdown bracket challenge.
Oh, yeah. 10 West in Cicero is a great restaurant. Dark Side Coffee Roasters, great little coffee shop.
I might have to. Actually, I'm going up there soon.
Got it.
I've heard some good stuff. I'm going to meet with, because Bex is like a little bit over there. They have some really cool individuals. So I'm going to go up and meet some of those people and hang out in Cicero for a day.
I whenever I see like one of our influencer friends go to Cicero, I tell them the proper way to visit Cicero is you come to our house and you get on our golf cart, and then we take the golf cart into town. So
someone else was just telling me that.
Yeah.
They're like, everyone just whips around golf carts.
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome.
We live out in the country, and we live like 4 miles out in town by horse farms and stuff, and we've got a 6-seater, and we load up and we go take it to 10 West, or we go take it.
That's so cool.
Literally, Quinn, Augie, and I went to get Dairy Queen yesterday at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon because the sun was out.
That's so fun. Like, that's a pretty cool, but you're still like, I mean, kind of within getting to Indianapolis. Like, you can do it pretty quickly.
Yep.
It's not terribly far, but you also have the lake up there. It's this cool little spot, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really excited to see how the bracket challenge ends up turning out.
Yeah. When does the first round of that?
Today is, so the voting is going on right now. This will be the end of the round of 64, and then next week we'll release the round of 32.
Got it.
It's been crazy. Like,
Got it.
when I think of like crazy ideas that have panned out well, I have a lot of them. This might be the best one.
Nice.
Like, we gained almost 3,000 followers in 72 hours.
Nice. Nice.
That are like people that are just like diehard for their town or pissed off that we didn't put their
Right.
town in. It's like,
I saw that in the comments so much, and you were like, you didn't put Muncie in there. It's like, Muncie's too big.
It's
You didn't-
50,000 people.
Yeah.
Fort Wayne. I'm like, 250,000 people? Are you joking me?
Yeah.
But it's like, it was really hard. Like, it was fun. And I think on the service level, people are like, oh, this would be really easy to set up. I grinded because I wanted to make it good.
Right.
Because it's really easy. I could have just put like 64 towns in a Google sheet and whatever and let them do
Yep.
it. And I was like, but it wouldn't have like had the feedback that it has now. Like, we did Canva graphics for each one. And so I had to find a good picture of each of 64 small towns and then like validate to make sure that like
Is that
this
actually the
really
town?
is Milan, Indiana.
Yeah.
Like, because I haven't. Okay, I'm gonna let you know the secret. I haven't been to every town in Indiana. I know. That's actually one of my next campaigns. Is going to be like a motorcycle trip to all
Nice.
the county seats. I think that would.
Are
be
you
really
going to
cool.
drive the motorcycle? Or are you going to be like in a sidecar?
No, I want to drive it, or a sidecar. That could be fun too. But it's like everyone's. You forgot my town. You forgot. It was so hard, and to seed it. Where it's like, how do you find a big-ish small town to be a 1 seed in each of these regions?
Right.
And then you stagger population down, and we're like splitting hairs between like Bluffton and Wabash
Right.
and Tipton, and like, should they be in the East region? And I'm like, holy smoke! Like, I thought this would be super easy.
We're taking this like hypothetical thing.
And I had
it's
been mulling it
awesome.
over, and it's Friday. Selection Sunday is Sunday, and I'm like, and I finally pulled the trigger. I was like, we have to do this. Like, it's gonna be good. It's gonna blow up. We need to do it. And so we grinded from like 3 p.m. until midnight,
Nice.
getting everything ready. Put like second looks over it all on Saturday.
You're
launched it
just
Sunday.
like the selection committee, you know. It's like they're in a locked room and
Yeah, and then it's like, and then the North Carolina, and then the person from Cicero's outside the door, just like staring,
Right.
making sure that Cicero gets
sliding
it.
money under
Yeah,
the door.
right.
Yeah.
But it's been like, when you think of like campaigns, and that's like the biggest thing that I would say. You talked about advice for content creators and
Yeah.
for people that might want a podcast is, even if the thing is just it's just a bracket challenge, or
Right.
it's just like throwing out a first pitch at an Indians game like I
Yep.
had to do last year, or the the Indy 500 last year. It's like finding these things and then marketing it as this epic
Yes,
showdown
yes.
quest, where it's like, even if it was like just like a networking event, whatever it might be.
Right.
Bulls in business, right?
Right.
Let's say that.
Right.
And it's like, if you build it up and like you get the right people in the room and you showcase it as like, you package it the right way, it can be this thing that people are really pumped up about. Like,
Right.
my biggest thing is I'm trying to do 3 to 4 of these like side quest campaigns
Nice.
every year.
Nice.
Where it's like, whether it's a motorcycle trip, and it's like, well, if Nate just went there and took pictures of it, it would probably be a really cool memento for him, but no one would get about it. But if I'm like, I'm doing this epic challenge,
Right.
going to all these places, and you could meet up with me, and at the end of it, I'm going to give someone $1,000. And it's like,
Yeah.
and at first, people, like our team was kind of like, dude, $1,000 bar tab is a lot. And I was like, but if we gain 5,000 followers
Right.
for $1,000, 20 cents per follower,
Yeah.
like,
You do that in a
you
heartbeat.
do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Like, if I could just say,
And
hey,
you could get sponsors for it. The bar will give you a little.
oh
like,
yeah. If I bring people and do the whole thing,
Yep.
like the business, but it's like Mr. Beast says. There's like an epic clip of him where he's like, early on in his days, and he was like, a guy was only going to give him $5,000, and he was like, double the money, and I'll go outside and give it to a homeless person. And he's
Yeah.
like, what? Why? And he's like, you won't actually do that. It's like, dude, I'll go spend this whatever, because like, in the long run, it's gonna make cooler content. Like,
Right.
Like I can already see the recap. Like I can see the video where he's like, we walk into this like Main Street dive bar. People are pumped up. We're buying drinks and food
Yeah.
and doing the whole thing. And like we get the tab and we spend all the money. And it's like that video alone is worth more than $1,000.
Right. 100%. 100%. That's awesome. I feel like
I get
Milan.
freaking fired up, dude.
Milan's got to be like, what's Milan's seed?
I don't know, my phone's
Don't
over
worry.
there. But it's like in the middle. Like I mean,
Got
that's a very historical town.
Oh yeah.
Like I think that a really hard one, the hardest 16 versus 1, which again we fumbled the bag a little bit, but we also wanted some March Madness
Right.
pandemonium. We had Nashville versus Jasper round 1.
Got it.
2 great plays.
Got it,
We
got
did
it.
French Lick versus Santa Claus round
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
It's like, talk about what do you choose there?
Yeah, backyard battle, basically.
I love it.
Yeah.
And it's like each of those regions. I think that it'll be really fun to see because eventually, like when people like my town, hometown Bourbon, RIP, got knocked out by Auburn in the first round,
Yeah.
15 versus 2. I'm like, that was actually a cool moment. It was sad,
Right.
but it was cool for me to know. Like I assumed that a large portion of my following, not a large, but Bourbon's 1,200 people.
Yeah.
But like, it's bigger than my immediate area now. Like my hometown friends and people I know from my little area can't even win a vote. Like
Right.
we can't even get our hometown
Right.
to win.
That's-
Like,
yeah.
you know, it's like because there's so many other people that are invested in this thing.
Yeah.
Like that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I feel like we could sit here and talk all day, but we got stuff to do.
Amen.
I want to applaud you. I think you're doing amazing stuff, right? I love your heart, love what you're doing, man. And you got somebody that's got your back here if you ever need anything. If there's something you're stuck on, or you need some sort of connection or something, I would love to help you out. And just keep doing what you're doing, man.
Well, this is my what's the word I'm looking for? This is my charge, my pledge
Yeah.
to you guys. Is I'll be up in Hamilton County.
Yeah.
We'll be highlighting all the cool stuff going on this
Gotcha.
summer. We're doing a big live music day.
Oh, heck yeah.
So I think it's called Hamco Live.
Nice, yep.
Which is like Hamilton County live music
Yep.
or whatever. And I'm gonna see the challenges. How many live music joints can I hit
Nice,
in a day?
nice.
Within Hamilton County.
Yeah.
So like from Carmel to
Got it,
Douglasville, all
got
around
it.
over Cicero, go up.
Oh,
do the whole thing.
we'll my friend plays in a band that plays at Bar Ellis, by the way. That's a new place on the square in Noblesville. You need to go check out. It's like right across the street from the courthouse. It's a real narrow, like 1800s building.
Well,
and stuff,
and
so.
so you're in Cicero.
Cicero,
what
yep.
do you love about why do you love living in Hamilton County?
So Cicero, everything that you talked about, right? Like my wife and I went on a double date at 10 West, and I saw the small town, and it reminded me of home, right? Like I grew up in a small town in Ohio, and there's farmland here, right? We were in Fishers, Noblesville area at the time, so I love the small town feel of Cicero. And then Hamilton County, like I love the even though we've homeschooled, I love the school systems. I love most of the businesses are thriving. We've got some great mayors. So it's a great place to live. It's a great place to do business. It's a great place for schools. And you could do so much, right? Like with the Fishers Event Center coming, Westfield with Grand Park. We've got whatever it is, Klipsch, Ruoff, Verizon, Deer Creek.
That's now charging for parking.
Yeah.
If there's a mayor,
yes,
the Noblesville mayor, I think I'm meeting him.
Chris Jensen. Yes.
Chris Jensen, yeah. And I'm gonna ask him, hey, what can we do about this?
Yes.
Can we get a tax subsidy here?
Yeah.
To get
So
parking
there's so much within 30 minutes of here. Lots of great food, all that stuff. So and just great, more than anything, the people, right? And we've been out here 12 years now, so my kids have really grown up out here, and yeah, we love it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's a good little sales pitch for Hamilton County.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd love to. I'll come check out one of those music venues and do some
Yes,
recommendations.
I'll
for
let
as
you know
well.
when we go. I think it'll be like April 12th. Maybe.
Got
I think
it.
that's a Saturday.
Got it.
We're making it happen. It'll be fun. Live music day.
Yeah, great.
Wait,
Awesome.
what do you think the number is? How many live music joints in Hamilton County can I hit in one day?
Yeah, how fast is the car that you're driving? I'd say like a normal person 10. You're probably going to do like 25.
20.
Over under.
And if there's actually
whoever's buying this Twitter account with the 5,000 followers, the over under is officially 25.
the over under, the gambling account, right? If there's 25 places with live music on a Saturday in Hamilton County, that's impressive.
Yeah, I know like downtown Noblesville probably has, between Sid's, Bar Ellis, Primeval, there's going to be 3 or 4 of them just in it. So, you could like park and go hit up a bunch of them
There you go.
in one night. So,
Heck yeah.
Can if I'm available, can we volunteer to be the official drivers? We have a travel van that we rent out. It's a Mercedes travel van that sits like 10 people, so I could drive you around.
Oh,
these different
yes!
places. So
there we go.
I have to see
And
if it's available.
It's just the live music bar crawl.
Yes.
Let's go. I
Yes.
love it.
Yes.
I'm all in on it.
Awesome.
Sweet, man. Hey, I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, no problem.
This is awesome. The stuff you guys are doing up here. And like, it's so cool to me to see, like, on the surface level, right? It's like, okay, well, you're doing the Ever Bowl stuff, but then you're also doing bowls and business and content and all these. It's just awesome. It's really cool to see the community that you're building up here on the north side. So
Appreciate
I
it.
commend that.
I appreciate it. We're having a lot of fun. So great to meet you, man. Do I clap?